Hey, today we're talking about the 10-year countdown between age 53 to 63 for Generation Xers ready to retire. You're not going to want to miss this episode. All that we ask you for is a like and a subscribe so other people just like you get this video. So if you're the age between 53 and 63, this is the decade that means everything towards your retirement. And unlike other retirement planners you'd see on YouTube, we're actually going to dig into the things that matter most. Because the version of Generation X we're talking about are the weddings, the college planning, and the unforeseen repairs that are going to come up with your home. Yes, HELOCs, aging parents, you name it, we're going to cover all these things this video. So you may ask yourself the question, what makes this video and what makes this decade different for Generation Xers? Your kids right now aren't fully launched, at least not yet. Your parents, yes, your parents are starting to age and they may need some additional help from you. So you're doing college and elder care at the same time. And you've probably been in your house for 20 to 30 years by now. And so now major home repairs are starting to hit at this time. The job market is shifting and we want to make sure that we're holding on to what we've got, doubling down on our next level of success. But we're also cognizant that healthcare costs are going up as well, right? And for more and more of us, the gray hair and the retirement date is rapidly approaching, and we just want to make sure we're prepared. So today's video is really about how to make sure you're going through this checklist and doing the things necessary to prepare for that retirement. So if you're 10 to 7 years out, right now this is your playbook to pay really close attention to. And I'm talking about stabilizing your foundation because your foundation really is what's going to get you from here to there and, Lord willing, a lifestyle of comfort. And at the bare minimum, preparation for what may be out there in the future, because with that, there's a question mark, and that question mark is really about the unknown because none of us have been retired before. Number one, those HELOCs, yes, home equity lines of credit, they might have been convenient when interest rates were low, but for many people, they are now the thing, it's like a vampire sucking the lifeblood out of you. And while they're always seen as the solution for quick cash, the fact is that HELOC is paid off with an interest only, so you're always carrying the principal balance and you're only servicing the interest, and you might feel like you're on a treadmill, running and running, trying to pay this thing off. And if you're just making the payments on interest, well, the fact is you still owe on the principal. What makes that dangerous? Well, let's face it, if you had a 2% or 3% HELOC at one point in time, you were okay with that. But now we're talking about HELOCs at 7%. And of course, if you're paying like $50,000 HELOC and you have a 7% rate, you could be dumping $500 a month and you have nothing to show for it except servicing that interest. So that is one of the things we really need to take care of. And if I could throw this out there to you, I would really like to see people consider consolidating various 401k plans and 403b plans if you have them. The fact is that you might have had 2 or 3 jobs ago. You might have had a plan here, a plan there. You could talk to a financial advisor or maybe even do them yourself, because places like Charles Schwab, for instance, have the type of service there where just a phone call away about how to consolidate them. They would be more than happy to help you really kind of gather things and put them all in one place, and it's easier for you to track. And let's face it, we really need to pay close attention to the college cost split, because college is really expensive, and if you're paying 100% of college, then it's okay to start talking about different angles here. For instance, I know some people here and they're well-to-do. They've worked out a plan where their kids are responsible for 25% of all college expenses. Yes, folks, that might mean you're co-signing for a loan, but the loan they're going to get is one that is guaranteed by the federal government, maybe $5,000, maybe $10,000, but the fact is it's a non-interest bearing account, and that is powerful. Because the stuff they're going to throw out to parents, the Parent Plus loans, there's a lot of things, they're not good, and they are, once again, one of the things that are going to suck the lifeblood out of you because of the interest rates. Number 4, we're talking about making sure you take care of those home repairs that are nagging right now, because whether you plan on staying in your home through your retirement years or you plan on upsizing, downsizing, moving somewhere, your home's going to need to be in a good state of repairs. You want to make sure that it is marketable, it is sellable, because nothing is worse than having a house sit on the market for a tremendous amount of time. So take care of those things now so you can enjoy them and make it more marketable and sellable when you decide to make a move. Number 5, let's talk about a very, very real thing facing Generation Xers. It is lifestyle inflation, and maybe you know what this is. Let me go down some of the ideas here in behind lifestyle inflation and see if you fall into one of these categories. Number 1, groceries. Yes, groceries are getting expensive. We're spending on average an extra $300 to $400 per month on groceries. Number 2, insurance. And I don't know about you, but I try to shop my insurance every 2 years, 3 years or so, just to see who has a competitive rate and make sure you're doing an apples to apples comparison on that insurance, because not all insurance policies are created alike. Number 3, pay attention to subscriptions. Yes, folks, no doubt about it. I personally have a subscription to the Wall Street Journal, for instance, and it's about to get really expensive real soon, and I don't want to pay exorbitant fees for the Wall Street Journal. The wonderful news that comes from that, I love, but of course, I don't want anything to do with expensive subscriptions. Maybe you have some subscriptions of stuff that you're not even using right now, so go through your credit card statements item by item and make sure you're not getting some kind of a fee slipped in there, because folks, we're talking $25, $35, $40, $50 every month, or big time, one-time occurrences once a year. Well, those are things you want to pay attention to. So section 3, we're talking about something else that's really important to you. That is that cash buffer that's really important, because 4 years out of retirement, you want to make sure you have a cash position. That's powerful. If you have a 2 to 3 year cash buffer, that's going to help you out a ton in many ways. And of course, it's hard to build that cash buffer, I know it. So maybe one of the easiest things to do would be to make it automatic. How do you make it automatic? Well, set up a separate account and have a monthly auto deduct out of your checking account into a savings account. That might be an easy way to do so. And of course, you want to make sure that whatever you're putting your money into, there is some type of interest that's being gotten for you, because you don't want to put your money under the mattress, dig it in a coffee can out in the backyard. No, you want to make sure you're making a couple of bucks on the money you are putting aside. And of course, maybe it's time to start thinking about how you are allocating your assets, and maybe a chance to reallocate assets. Let's face it, a market sell-off can put a little bit of scare into people. That's normal. And we know by now that markets fluctuate quite a bit, but the question is, are you in a position to weather the storm, or do you need to move things to more conservative portfolios, ones based on utilities, ones based on money market? You get the idea. And of course, what are we always trying to do? Well, we're always trying to beat inflation, right? Because that's the one thing that affects everything else in our portfolios. And maybe another thing to take into consideration is really taking a close look at ongoing subsidies that you're doing right now that you're not even aware of. These subsidies could be things like money for your children and the various activities they're still doing even though they're out of the house, charity obligations, and those things accumulate really quick around the holidays and end of the year, so pay attention to those. Large
President
gifting,
Trump
and
threatened
maybe
more
we're not
tariffs
doing a lot of large
dragging
gifting,
the
at least
S&P
not
500
yet, but
into
those
correction
things are on the
territory. And
horizon
now,
as well.
even with
And of course, be really mindful of what you're on the hook for when you co-sign any type of a loan for your kids. And if you're 4 to 1 years out for retirement, well, you want to get really comfortable living on the income you have coming in, and it might be more difficult than you think, because there is going to be a gap in your health care, whether it's Medicare that you are on right now, or you're not there, not yet. You'll probably need some kind of a health plan to bridge that. That's important to take into consideration, because those expenses can really add up quickly, particularly with Congress doing all kinds of changes with the Affordable Health Care Act. Those things are going to change, and make no doubt about it, they are part of a political game being played out in Washington, D.C. I would not count on the federal government to do anything to help your cause out. And maybe a couple things you could do here too is automate some of your billing, because the bills that come in you want to make sure you're really cognizant of what they are. Open up your statements every month and do cost comparisons, because you may find out you'll have a better chance of getting a better service at one place than another. And why would you pay the difference, right? Building a retirement routine is a powerful place to be as well. Maybe you plan on staying put, maybe you plan on traveling, and you should travel. These are the things that you have been living for. Maybe you've deferred some of these things because of the other expenses involved, but I'm here to say, living a full life, living a life that really does allow you to go out and do the things that, well, life has to offer. If you've been putting those things out, well, make sure you're taking advantage of it, because you have one chance to do this and do this right. You want to make sure you're positioned to take full advantage of what life has to offer. And that goes with going out and living, as well as maybe considering what the legacy of what you're leaving behind has for your children. So I want to make sure that we're really clear that we don't really quit work when we retire. We actually cross a finish line, but it's a finish line that's built on all types of preparation. Getting you to the finish line is the key. Hey folks, drop a comment below, because I'd love to hear where you are with your retirement plan and where you are, whether you're 7 years out, 5 years out, 3 years out, or you're currently even retired right now. And maybe you're some of the most important people we could talk to, because we really would love to learn from you through your comments, because you're part of a community and you have important things to share here. Thanks for joining me. My name is Brian here at the Economic Report. Make sure you are liked and subscribed, folks. And remember, folks, smile, say hi to everyone every day, because you make somebody else's day, and a smile doesn't cost you a dime. Have a great day.